Hello and good morning. My name is Adrian Alcantara and I will be your host for today. We are back for the third session of FedEx Biz Breakfast, hearty servings of expert business insights. In this series, FedEx has invited several notable speakers to deliver fast, useful, and inspiring insights to help small and medium enterprises. Over the past two sessions, we have helped business owners and decision makers recover and grow amid an evolving new normal. Our roster of notable speakers has shared useful and important insights to help business rise from today's challenges. And we can expect this morning's speaker to do the same. Today's session is all about rethinking sustainability for your business. This morning's speaker is a champion of sustainable fashion. She is the co founder and managing director of the first online marketplace showcasing the beautiful handloom fabrics in the Philippines. After her talk, we'll have a fireside chat where we can ask her and a FedEx representative our questions. To start our program, I would like to call on Miss Anne Liwag Inawa to deliver her keynote message. Please help me welcome Miss Anne Liwag Inawat, Senior Sales Manager, FedEx Philippines.
Thank you, Adrian, for that wonderful welcome. So, good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us at our third Biz Breakfast. We hope our previous sessions have helped you pivot and adapt to the ever changing needs of our customers. This morning's session promises to be as invaluable, and we hope that you will pick up insights that are applicable to your business. Today, we will learn about sustainability and why the world needs more social entrepreneurs. But first, let's define what makes an entrepreneur social. Social entrepreneurship is a business model that aims to make a positive impact on social issues. For example, business may be involved in developing products that minimizes its impact on the environment, or a business may be focused on meeting the needs of an underserved community by giving them employment opportunities so that they can sustain themselves in the long run. We truly believe that businesses should play an active role in driving environmental, societal, and economic sustainability. While we were planning for this webinar series, we made it a point to discuss sustainability. It's urgent and we all have a stake in it. So let's take, for example, the alarming climate crisis that is currently affecting the world. According to the World Meteorological Organization, the average global temperature in 2021 was about 1.11 degrees Celsius above the pre-industrial levels from 1850 to 1900. The WMO adds that 2021 is the seventh consecutive year since 2015 where global temperature had been over 1 degree Celsius above the pre-industrial levels. This has been caused by the record levels of heat-trapping greenhouses in the atmosphere. We at FedEx understand that our business have an impact on the environment, and we remain committed to minimizing this impact. Our approach to sustainability focuses on three key ideas: reduce, replace, and revolutionize. We're constantly looking for ways to reduce emissions and waste, replacing older technologies and vehicles, and revolutionizing our fleets and facilities. We are very conscious about harnessing our resources efficiently and responsibly. From fiscal year 2009 to 2021, we decreased the carbon dioxide emission intensity on a revenue basis by 45%. On local level, FedEx Philippines has worked with various institutions to advance Purple Promise to our customers, our employees, and communities where we operate. Recently, we worked with Plastic Flamingo to help repurpose our plastic waste into eco bricks. We collaborated with trademark Kaupeng Designs to upscale our used wooden pallets, and they turned it into a beautiful furniture. We also have an ongoing project with Gawad Kalinga where we are installing safe and clean water source in 8 communities in Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. There are actually many ways businesses to be sustainable. You don't need to be a global business to make an impact. Let's look at another example. So this time, we're focusing on the social enterprise co-founded by our speaker today. Through their work, they have provided sustainable livelihood to its partner communities. They have also upcycled more than 6,000 kilos of scrap materials. Later, we will find out more how clothing can contribute to the pollution if left unchecked. This morning, our esteemed speaker will walk us through her journey in promoting cultural continuity, circularity, and zero waste, sustainable livelihood, and more. So following the session, we hope that you will be inspired to look into your own systems, your processes, your operations, and see how you can reap the benefits of sustainable practices. They are the ones that contribute to the business's bottom line. It enhances brand awareness and reputation because who doesn't love to support a brand that cares about the communities and its planet? It also builds a better relationship with our customers. So most importantly, there is satisfaction in knowing that you are helping your fellow Filipino and the world. So thank you and good morning to everyone.
Thank you for that, Miss Anne. It's great to know that FedEx is also taking an active step in minimizing its footprint on the planet. With all the news about climate change, it's important for big companies to lead the change. To talk more about sustainability and how businesses can implement it in their strategy and operations, we have today's guest speaker. She is the co-founder and managing director of Anthill Fabric Gallery, the first online marketplace showcasing the beautiful handloom fabrics in the Philippines. She is passionate about weaving culture, tradition, and business through community entrepreneurship, sustainable fashion, and circularity. She is also a strong advocate of mentorship and continuous education. Our speaker has received numerous accolades. She has been recognized in the 2019 Australian Awards Fellow on Women Trading Globally. She was also named YMMA Awardee for Entrepreneurial Marketing by Man Smith Young Market Master Awards in 2018. Additionally, she received the Young Entrepreneur of the Year award from the Cebu Chamber of Commerce in 2016. And she also received the Go Negosyo Young Creative Entrepreneur Award in 2014. Apart from being an entrepreneur, our speaker is also a value creation marketing tactics consultant for Habitat for Humanity International. In her role, she supports lead firms to expand housing markets among low-income households. Everyone, please help me give a warm welcome to our speaker, Anya Lim.
Hello, good morning, everyone. I hope you guys are enjoying your biz breakfast. We are so grateful for FedEx for giving us a platform to share our story. But beyond that, they have also been a huge partner in change that allows us to share our beautiful weaves to the world. I would like to share with you today how we're able to rethink sustainability in our business and why we need more social entrepreneurs in the world. Sustainability has been a big buzzword in business in the past years. But what does it really mean? So let me tell you about the story of Salome. Not just defining sustainability, but more than that, really exemplifying it for me. Here she is, a beautiful weaver, tribal woman, and also a leader from the Daraguyan Bukidnon tribe, one of the 7 tribes of Bukidnon. Beside her is her mother-in-law, Bai Inatlawan, who taught her how to weave. She is a spiritual leader in the community. Though the abaca plant is endemic and abundant in their community, weaving the fiber has sadly become a dying tradition. That is why Salome learned to weave only later in her 20s. In our field visit, she shared how weaving made her perceive nature differently. What once was something she used to step on or ignore now has become a source of sustenance. As the community consciously protects the forest, they also make sure that they keep regrowing abaca so they can keep weaving it. She uses indigenous plants to make beautiful colors, dye them to add life to the fabrics, and then sell it to partners like us at Anthill. She does all this to ensure that she, among other women, can pass on the skill, this craft, the livelihood, and the abundance of the forest to the younger girls in the community. To her, weaving abaca is her legacy. And to me, that is the essence of sustainability, ensuring the future generations' needs are met in a holistic and a balanced manner that doesn't just touch on environment, but also includes equity and the economy. It may be a buzzword and a hot topic, but it is something also so complex and not easily achieved. In fact, it is caught up in a web of so many pressing social issues around the world that needs to be addressed with urgency, like what we're experiencing right now. We deal with a lot of problems: poverty, pollution, inequality, discrimination, abuse, corruption, and many more. Name it, it's all present. Challenges that are really making it difficult to achieve sustainability in communities, in cities, in countries, and in the world. These social issues are barriers that affect the people and the planet. It can be very overwhelming, but there is also a silver lining amidst all this. In the chaos of this interweb of issues, there is a magnified voice among a growing collective, especially among the younger generation, demanding for change and action. In the past decade, there has been a global transformational shift in the way we respond to problems. We leverage on technology, social media, and creativity to find innovative and collaborative ways to find solutions to the world's most pressing issues. In the business sector, there was a rise of social enterprises that called to challenge traditional businesses and go beyond just profit and instead have a triple bottom line to include people and the planet. So, what is social entrepreneurship? And Miss Anne briefly touched on it earlier in her opening remarks. Social entrepreneurship is a for-profit business that uses innovative business strategies to address social issues to create positive social impact. We heeded this call in Anthill, and that is why we established an alternative nest for trading and training hub for indigenous and ingenious little livelihood seekers, because we wanted to work on providing sustainable livelihood for Filipino artisan communities. We heeded this call to address the threat in our weaving traditions and the lack of fair access to markets among the artisans who are vulnerable to middlemen because of their lack of business knowledge. We wanted to also ensure continuity in our weaving traditions by making sure that the younger women are enticed and encouraged to learn the craft. We wanted to develop the capacity of the artisans to be able to become self-resilient and sustain their business in the long run. All this we addressed in Anthill the threat of the weaving traditions and the lack of long-term economic opportunities for women and indigenous communities. We wanted to address all these gaps for the sole intention that so our future generations are still able to experience a very valuable DNA of their cultural identity and encourage younger women to to continue practicing and celebrating the craft. How do we do it? We apply our weaves in contemporary and circular design, as seen in this photo. We continue to educate consumers on the value of circularity and how fashion can contribute to environmental solutions. We give our artisans access to global and digital markets. And beyond that, we make sure they have business skills that will allow them to be able to sustain their business. More than that, we also develop a capacity building program that will allow them to be able to be financially literate and invest in other entrepreneurial ventures also. Our Master and Apprentice program augments the income of a master weaver by 20% with a condition that they're able to teach a younger weaver. This ensures cultural continuity and an increase in membership in the communities that we work with. These are our beautiful works of art. Sustainability may be challenging, but it also is very rewarding in the long run. Social entrepreneurship is a for-profit business, but at the heart of it is also an entrepreneur and the unique qualities it has. Social entrepreneurs have a fundamental commitment to purpose. This value is really what fuels the fire to do meaningful and mindful work that will provide lasting solutions and truly make a difference in the world. They are driven to inspire action among others through products and services that engage consumers to not just buy and consume, but more than that, become part of the solution. The work of social entrepreneurs is more than just a paycheck. It may be considered a calling or a vocation to use business as a platform to create social awareness and amplify one's advocacy. So we ask the important question, why do we need to grow this tribe? Why is it critical that we make social entrepreneurship the only way we should be doing business? Because when others see problems, social entrepreneurs see potential. The world we live in has complex challenges that need creative solutions. Social entrepreneurship provides enabling and inclusive environments that are more equitable and diverse, which fosters social action amongst its stakeholders. It's not enough anymore that we sit around waiting for things to happen or wondering why things are happening the way it is. We need to walk the walk on making the world better. I know for certain that Salome did. She's a spectacular social entrepreneur, passionate in keeping their tradition alive for the future generations. We need more of her. I close and end with a call for everyone, inspired by the quote of Margaret Mead, an anthropologist that said, "Never doubt a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens, because they can change the world. It is the only thing that ever has." Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing your insights with us. Ant Hill is truly a special brand that showcases the beautiful hand-loom fabrics in the Philippines. It not only celebrates the weaving process passed down from generation to generation, but it practices transparency along its supply chain and ensures fair wages and good working conditions for its artisans. That's really commendable. I hope everyone was inspired by Anya's plenary. There's so much more in store for us this morning, but before we proceed with our fireside chat, let's have a little icebreaker where 5 lucky winners will receive awesome FedEx prizes. Alright, starting this raffle with 3 lucky winners of FedEx die-cast planes are Joel Chua. Congratulations, Joel, for being our first winner. On to our next name. which is Terry Marquez. Congratulations, Terry, for being our second lucky winner. And our last winner for the FedEx diecast plane is Charlene Sayo. Congratulations, Charlene. And all right, congratulations. Our team will get in touch with you for the details. And we still have 2 more winners who will receive FedEx laptop bags. All right, so let's find out who are the next winners are. And our 4th winner is Marsha Virtus. Congratulations, Marsha. And on to our last winner for today's raffle, which is Marlon Arenas. Congratulations, Marlon. Our team will get in touch with all the winners, so please stay put. I hope everyone is ready to learn more about sustainability in business. I'm sure you guys have questions for Anya and our FedEx executive. I hope everyone is ready to learn more about sustainability in our business. I'm sure you guys have questions for Anya and our FedEx executive. We will proceed with the next part of the program. Joining Anya for the Fireside Chat panel today is Ms. Anne Liwag Inawat, Senior Sales Manager of FedEx Philippines. All right, please help me welcome back on screen Ms. Anya Lim. Completing our panel, we'll also have with us Ms. Anne Liwag Inawat, Senior Sales Manager of FedEx Philippines. All right, attendees can send in their questions by clicking the Q&A button located at the bottom part of your Zoom window. Our online ushers will help me collect your questions and address this to our panelists. All right, let's begin. To our panelists, let's now begin our discussion. Our first question is from Kay. This is for Ms. Anne. What specific steps or programs does FedEx have to be more sustainable?
Yeah. Thank you, Adrian. So FedEx is a market leader in the field of logistics, so it's important to lead the conversation on sustainability. We are proud of our networks that links more than 99% of the world's gross domestic product because our global presence, we want to strengthen our initiatives towards the environment. So we're committed to innovate operations to reduce environmental impact. We've done this through reducing the emissions and waste and replacing older technologies and vehicles and revolutionizing our facilities and packaging. So we take action through research and development. FedEx has pledged $100 million to help establish the Yale Center for Natural Carbon Capture. Researchers there will focus on ways to remove and store the Earth's excess carbon. So we inspire others to act more sustainably. We have resources on our website that offer tips for sustainability strategy for businesses, or they just want to be environmentally conscious shipper. So locally, our collaboration with the Plastic Flamingo helps us repurpose plastic waste and help fight the marine pollution in the country.
Thank you for sharing your insight, and thank you, FedEx, for taking the initiative to lead the conversation on sustainability in the logistics industry. Our next question is for Ms. Anya. This is from Florence. When we hear of waste, we think of obvious materials like plastic. Do clothes contribute to pollution?
Yeah, you'd actually be surprised that clothes have plastic, and it's not a common knowledge. But yes, fashion is actually the second largest pollutant in the world next to oil, and it takes about 10% of humanity's carbon emissions that are drying up our water resources. So this includes our rivers, our streams, and also 85% of our clothing goes to textile landfills. So those are all textile waste that add up on landfills and take up carbon emissions. And some types of clothes, as I mentioned, have microfibers that pollute the ocean. So even if you see it's not plastic, you think we're not wearing plastic, there's actually plastic content in the kind of material we use in our clothing. Sometimes also, There's data that shows that washing clothes releases 500 tons of microfibers into the oceans, which is actually equivalent to 50 billion plastic bottles. So that's how huge the impact fashion contributes to environmental pollution without us knowing, because we don't think it's waste. It's not obvious waste.
Oh no, thank you, Miss Anya, for sharing this with us. I agree with Miss Anya that when we think of pollution, we think of more obvious examples like plastic. This is something to think about the next time we buy clothes. All right, our next question is from Divina and is for both Miss Anya and Miss Anne. What are small ways that businesses can promote sustainability? Miss Anya first.
For me personally, I think promoting it or promotion is not enough. I think businesses should practice what they preach. As I mentioned earlier in my talk, sustainability has been such a buzzword and we use it left and right, and sometimes we use it loosely. But what does it really mean? So for me, first, it's important that businesses define sustainability and they have a clarity as to what it means to them and their capacity to actually integrate it in their value chain. It may be through social, cultural, economic, or environmental means. So, for example, in Anthill, we practice sustainability in terms of providing consistent livelihood and market access for our partner artisans. And we also work on circularity practices to reduce waste. And we also build the capacity of the artisans to really be able to run their businesses independently. So our focus is social, cultural, economic, but we're not very big on environment, but we still have initiatives around it. Second, I think it's also important for businesses to have sustainability targets and metrics. You have to have clear metrics. And I'm pretty sure FedEx have established metrics. And even us as a small company, we have metrics set that will really hold us accountable for like what we say we do. In this manner, you're able to be more strategic in how you're able to achieve sustainability. And you're also accountable in how you practice sustainability. And more importantly, you can be transparent with your stakeholders on what ways the company is being sustainable. So for us, we have very clear impact metrics and targets, and we integrate this in our practices, in our design process, in the way we work with our artisans, in our enterprise program, and in the way we upcycle waste. Finally, I would say the best way to really promote it and practice sustainability is through consumer education. It is important we share stories on why it's valuable to have sustainable practices, not just in the way we do business, but also in how we consume. It is important we use our platforms to engage in conversation and make them part of the solution. And this is exactly what FedEx is doing. This platform is very important for us to be able to educate consumers.
Well, yeah, I agree with Anya about finding your costs. So another way to be more sustainable is to really look at your business. So since FedEx is in the business of transporting goods, we knew that we had to work towards being carbon neutral. So a small way of adding sustainability to our business is to align it with your products and services. For example, if you run an online shop, you can use sustainable packaging such as compostable mailer bags made from plastics like corn, sugarcane, or bamboos. So some businesses are actually recycling the cardboard boxes in their deliveries. So these are small initiatives that make big impact on the environment in the long run. Yeah. Adrian, thank you.
Thank you, Miss Anya and Miss Anne. These sound like great ideas. I especially like Miss Anne's suggestion about switching to environmentally friendly packaging. I noticed many online stores are now shifting to sustainable materials, and I hope more will join this cause. We have another question here, this time from, I think this is a good one. What are some of the challenges to being a sustainable business? Miss Anya, can you answer it first?
Yeah, sure. It is very challenging, especially for small businesses like us, and we have very limited resources, and so it requires a lot of innovation and creativity. And because we have limited resources like budgets, tendency is there's a high cost to being sustainable. I mean, it's a perception that it's a high cost or a high investment, but obviously, in the long run, it's an investment for the planet, right? But people at face value don't see that. So sometimes it's very difficult to also educate the market or make them understand why certain things are expensive, especially our zero waste products. You know, it's already waste. Bakit ang mahal? Why is it expensive? But the process that goes through with it is very rigorous and it's very labor intensive, and that's why it's costly. But in the end, you're not just only investing in the power of your purchase by supporting a livelihood, you also are able to support the planet or care for the planet because you're extending the life cycle of the material. But these challenges also lead us to a big challenge on scalability. Like, as much as we want to be able to amplify these sustainable practices and we want to scale the business or scale our strategies and our best practices, it's difficult because of the limitations in resources. That's it.
Okay. Yeah, well, Adrian, yeah, to build on that, yeah, sustainability really needs a collective action. So we need to work together to make a significant impact on the environment. So our suppliers in FedEx are expected to uphold to our code and conduct and work to meet on our environmental, social, and governance strategies. So when we request for qualifications and proposal, we include sustainability-related questionnaires. We also work with relevant industries, government agencies, even academics, institution, and alternative fuel suppliers for a quicker production and adoption of alternative fuels. So far, our global fleet has more than 4,100 alternative fuel vehicles. So this includes the hybrid, electric, even the liquefied or the compressed natural gas, and even the hydrogen fuel, cell vehicles. So we are working to grow our fleet in the coming years.
All right. Thank you so much, Miss Anne and Miss Anya. Thank you for sharing this. I know going sustainable may be challenging, but there's also the satisfaction of knowing that you help the community and the planet. I think that is our last question for the day. So we will now be ending our fireside chat. That is also the end of our program for today. Thank you for joining us on the third session of FedEx Biz Breakfast, Hearty Servings of Expert Business Insights. We still have one session left on July 22. Again, guests who attended all four sessions will receive a special digital certificate and an exclusive FedEx gift. So we hope to see you at our last session on July 22. After this webinar, a pop quiz and post-event survey will be emailed to all the attendees. So we hope you take the time to fill these out so we can improve our future webinars. Thank you so much for joining us today. Once again, this is Adrian. I would be your host for this morning. Enjoy the rest of your day.